There should be audio now. This mic goes mute every so often. I've muted myself. What am I, Twitter? Is it better now? Okay, good. Whew. This thing mutes itself every so often. It's like a bad Twitter account. I'll leave the mic like this. All right. I want to give people a second to get here. We've got I have some really funny stuff to tell you guys about the arduous march. I think there's two more bottles I'm gonna get, which are gonna be a total of $88. Um, I'll say the first one is what's the? Hold on a second. It's that smoked beer I. That smoked beer I. Ah, shit, where is it? 1 second. That smoked beer I tried once, they actually made it into a liqueur. So we're going to be including that in here. And I'm going to try a few bottles of alcohol I have on me that they don't make anymore. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We got 72 people. I'm just going to wait till it's 100. And then I'll refresh you guys about the Arduous March, talk about the Pittsburgh Massacre. We can hang out, crowdsource those two bottles, and yeah. Okay, we're at 97. So, I was at Kumia's house last night for Halloween party. Um, and it was a lot of fun. Everyone's really, really cool. Um, and there's a certain moment where I just broke and I ate all this candy. So I had like 12 little kinds of half candy, and it was like a little kind of breaking moment because it's hard eating clean all the time. It was really, really hard. But Allie Lehrman was there. Allie's great. She works at Compound. And what we're going to be doing on November 16th at 9 p.m. No, I don't know why I said 9 p.m. November 16th, probably at 8, is it's going to be me, um, Jay Irwin from 4chan, strength coach Mike Wolf, Simon the Immigrant, Mott the Redhead, comic Dave Smith, I'm sure celebrating a Romney victory in Utah, and Paul the NPC. We're going to have 32 bottles, and we're going to be going through a quarter shot of each of them. But we're doing this from Compound Media. So it's going to be streaming live on this and on compoundmedia.com, but it's going to be all professional and shit. So that's going to be really, really exciting. Garrett's going to be manning the control room, who you all know from Anthony's show and others. And the good thing is he gets to try what liquors he wants, and the ones he doesn't like, he doesn't have to try. So that's where we are now. I'm just emptying that cup because I've got 3 bottles to show you guys that they don't make anymore, that I had in my freezer for a long time. Let's talk a little bit about this Pittsburgh Massacre. The venality of the press. The killer said why he said what he did. He said he did it because Trump likes Jews too much. Jews have too much influence over his administration. And you see these reports being like, "Oh, I know why he did it, because of Trump says shit about immigrants." And it's like, hold on, you don't like what Trump has to say about this. The killer is bad, therefore A caused B. It's just logic. And it's amazing the shamelessness how no matter what happens, it just validates the perspective of whatever the cretin is in the corporate press. And it's even more shocking because the parallels between this and Dylan Roof are pretty strong. Dylan Roof was before Trump was anything, certainly anything political, I mean. And you think they'd compare the two? Here's another one. Gabby Giffords was by no accounts some kind of hardcore, or Steve Scalise. They're both great examples. Neither one were big names. It's not like Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, Chuck Schumer, Obama, Hillary or Trump. If you were going to be some kind of political assassin who's, I don't want to say sane, but like who's thinking about this, oh, I'm going to change politics. No, they're crazy people picking up random people. Gabby Giffords, it's an awful tragedy, and what calls it a senseless tragedy is it makes no sense. The fuck are you doing shooting Gabby Giffords? She's a wife and a mom. And it's just amazing. It's like, oh, and back then it was true. This is Sarah Palin's fault. Sarah Palin said Gabby Giffords is a target. This guy shot Gabby Giffords. It's amazing that the power and influence that Trump and Palin and people that they hate have when something bad happens. All of a sudden, it's just a direct thing. It's really, really shocking and amazing. Okay, making puns in my name, you're really getting blocked from this channel because that's just retarded. And of course, I went to Twitter immediately because the bodies weren't even cold, and right away the opining. And if you ask people in the press, they would probably tell you that they're bigger victims because of those pipe bombs that never went off than the people in Pittsburgh. Because they genuinely think that they're up on the cross. It is absolutely amazing. I'm pretty sure Gabby Giffords has kids. I'm not positive. I know she's a wife. Her husband has done interviews. Regardless, she's hardly some anything. She's just a typical Democrat and seems like a very nice woman by all accounts. So that is what's going on there. I'm just kind of I'm just glad that everyone's always doubling down. That political discourse is gotten completely impossible in this country, and it's getting worse and worse. So yeah, and here's another one that's a good one. The George Soros stuff. I'm Jewish. I went to yeshiva. The idea that any individual Jew is beyond criticism, that makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And what about all the rancor toward Ivanka? Samantha Bee called her a feckless cunt. Where's the cries of anti-Semitism then? She converted. Give it a rest. It's just really hilarious. Not hilarious, it's just, kind of disturbing. So, and thankfully there's just no capacity to backpedal. There's just absolutely no capacity to backpedal. And I'm just watching this like, holy shit. And it's funny because in some levels, my book is going to be a little bit outdated because it's a time capsule of a certain era. But in terms of the themes and the concepts, it's going to be even more of what I'm talking about come May than it is now. I'm absolutely certain. Like North Korea, the Dear Reader book came out in 2014. And people are like, oh, this is dated now. And in some ways it was. But then look what the fuck happened there. So, yeah. It's just, amazing. I wanted to show you guys 3 bottles of liquor I have that don't exist anymore and ask for your opinion. So, this company, Dragon Blue, I never know how to hold this up. I guess hold it up for my eyes. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Okay, we're $2 toward the $40 bottle of dandelion liquor. What do you mean upping my sip game, though? I still have my Monster here. Leftist Jews are trying to emulate WASP traditions. They're trying to out-WASP the WASPs. It's it's as clear as day. It's ridiculous. It's the same mores and everything like that. Um, so this is, yeah, Dragon Rose Blossom vodka. This hasn't been made. I think I looked at their Twitter. They haven't tweeted since 2011. So I think this might be like one of the last bottles on Earth. So yeah. Oof. Oh, it just popped. That was weird. So let me try a little sip of this rose blossom flavored vodka. I'll drink it from the bottle. Fuck. So yeah, I don't know why I'm having these connectivity issues. Yeah, this is it's warm. Um, it does have that strong rose taste. I really liked it. So this is I don't know what to do. So that's the question. Video output low. Fuck, I don't know how should I don't know how to this happened last time. Would you rather Islam or communism? What do you mean by what am I choosing in what context? This is like the last bottle. So the thing is, when I have these rare bottles, do I drink them or do I save them? It's like when you buy fancy clothes, expensive clothes. Like, do you wear it every day or do you never wear it? This was my big dilemma when I got into denim. I think I want to finish this off. There's no date on here. So that's one cool bottle I have that's no longer exists. Now this, so Georgie is a shitty brand of vodka. And this I'm pretty sure is from 2011. And this is my favorite flavor of anything, which is bubblegum. They also made chicken and like waffle flavored vodka. They made a few other really crazy flavors. This is one of the craziest. Again, there's like no mentions left of this bottle online since 2011. So I'm going to sip this. There's another bottle I have of Georgie that's going to be part of the Arduous March. And that's buttered popcorn flavored. So let me try this. I remember it not being that bad, but... yeah, it doesn't taste like bubblegum anymore. The flavor went away. The flavor went away. It just tastes like... I can't even describe it. Like vodka and... like not good. Like something chemical. And this is the last one that I have a dilemma with. This is my favorite liquor. 3 Olives bubblegum. And they made it pink. It didn't used to be pink. Is Gino invited to the Arduous March? No. This is going to be me and 6 of my friends. However... if we raise enough, if it's enough of a success, we are gonna do another one maybe in February with all the compound hosts. So it depends on if this is a success, if you know whatever. So yeah. So we're what, $6 in? Yeah, $6 down. 34. Oh, $5 down. Wait, $11 down. Hold on. $11 down. 29 to go. Here, Pink very much. Thoughts on people like Brant and Kilgore from Twitter? I don't know who either of those people are. I'm sorry. If you tell me who they are, oh, this one's. So this is like the last of the pink bubblegum vodka like on Earth. And I really like it, but like the label's fucked up from my freezer. I don't know what to do. Do I drink it? Do I not drink it? I feel like the hoarder in me wants to save it or at least save the bottle. But then it's like, do I drink and just leave one shot? No, you know what? I'll drink it and then save the bottle because this is my favorite, and then it'll still have the smell inside. The purpose of the arduous march is for us to try 32 flavors of vodka and see what liquor and see what happens. To see if we can make it. It's gonna be salon conservatives are the worst, are just the worst, like the worst, worst, worst. I'll tell you a story about salon conservatives. When I was at an intern, no, sorry, an intern. When I was at American University for a semester, my professor was this piece of shit named Mark Roselle, who I think is still. Thank you, Liberty Cat. Uh, my professor is Mark Roselle. Oh, thank you. Bolsonaro winning by 10 points. Oh, okay. Well, we paid for that bottle. Thank you, Nate G. Jeff, my thoughts on Bolsonaro. I'll talk about him tomorrow. I talked about him on Nightshade before. Um, I don't think this idea that he's in a Brazilian Trump is nonsense. He's a just because someone hates the right people doesn't mean they're a good person, and he seems to have dangerous tendencies. Um, that said, Brazil's in a really bad state. So if he can solve the murder problem, it's like the Maslow hierarchy of needs. If you have the authoritarian who like stops the murder, at least that's a good step towards humanity. And it's good that he's causing meltdowns. Absolutely. Um, okay, so I think we have enough for that first bottle. So now the next bottle and last, because I'm cutting this shit off, is dandelion liqueur. Which is also $40 from Missouri. I have to get this shit imported. What was I talking about before the Bolsonaro stuff? Where is this thing? Hold on a second. Oh, here we go. Oh, pause for Pepto-Bismol into plain vodka. It doesn't taste like Pepto. It tastes like gum, which I like. Oh, Marcos, are you from Brazil? Yeah. It's Professor Story. I'm completely fucking blanking. The bubblegum vodka is no longer in production. No, it has not been for a while. I've been looking to even import a bottle and I couldn't do it. Like, it's not findable. I took a train ride for an hour yesterday, or half an hour yesterday, to try to find it near my. There was a store that said they had it in stock. They did not. So that was very frustrating to me. So this is the thing. View image. Hold on. Copy image location. I can't pull this up. Whatever. It's dandelion vodka. $40 for dandelion liqueur. Salon conservatives, right? Thank you so much. I have a college professor named Mark Roselle. He still teaches there. I discuss him in Ego and Hubris. Just horrible. And I say he's horrible because he talks shit about me behind my back to Ann Stone, who was going to hire me as an intern. So, and I have no problem pouring pure contempt on him till the day I die. So I'm just trying to find the picture of this bottle. And I wrote an essay, my final essay for his class. The grades didn't matter; they didn't carry over. Discussing the ethics of advocacy of the assassination of people who work for the government, and that included his wife. She worked for the Federal Trade Commission, and I included that. I said, "Oh, here are the ethics." That's the. $40. That's the I talked about the ethics of that. I just discussed it matter of factly. You know, the ethics of shooting his wife. No regrets. And he described himself as a moderate Republican, and he was a political science teacher. I still think he still is. If you're a political science professor and you're a moderate Republican, it's hard to have more check boxes that I would have contempt for. Such a principleless, vile, and that's for that to be your job person. It's just, and their absolute inability to have any kind of critical thought vis-a-vis the system as it exists. Just taking what is presented as the given and working within it. Just just absolute piece of shit. It's funny because one of his colleagues or something popped up on some Facebook thread where his name came up about ego and hubris, and they go, oh yeah, I work with him or something like that. I go, yeah, is he still a vile piece of shit? And they go, well, he wasn't before, so he's not now. I'm like, okay. So yeah, oof. Bring some Slivovitz. It's the most vile stuff. I just went to the store to get when I got the Suntory whiskey, and they had Slivovitz on the shelf. So we can do that for the second Arduous March. We'll have it wasn't expensive either. It was like $20. Yeah, it wasn't expensive. So we can fundraise for that for the next Arduous March. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. But the thing is, yeah, he's just a socialist. But I would rather someone be a socialist. A socialist has a worked out worldview. They're thinking about, okay, how would this work in practice, so on and so forth. They'd have principles. They would have a critique of the system. They would be interesting sometimes. So yeah. I mean, I've often had daydreams about speaking in American and then him trying to start something and just me just completely eviscerating him. So yeah, it would just oof. Mm. So the rule with the Arduous March is, if you want to abort, you have to take a shot of Malort, which is the worst hard liquor supposedly. I tried the Malort. We all tried it on Nightshade. It's a Chicago liquor. It's something called Malort Face. You can goggle it. It's not that bad. It's like the look people make when they try it. It's fine. It's fine. It tastes terrible, but it's not terrible in the same way that like taking a shot of like a quail egg is. Like the texture's not fine. It just tastes really bad. It's not even a strong alcohol. Like to me, a shot of like whiskey would be much harder because just the burn would be such a problem. This was just not. It was mild alcohol, so I was like, okay, it tastes bad. That's fine. You could see it on Nightshade. It was perfectly fine. So yeah. Uh, okay, so I've gotten permission to drink that hard liquor, that vodka. I will drink that vodka. I should be in training for this Arduous March because I'm not a big drinker. I can't even remember the last time I was drunk. It's been a while. I don't think someone else brought up Moxie. I don't think Moxie's bad. I don't get it. Moxie's fine. I'm not a hot sake drinker. I don't have an opinion one way or another. Sake's fine because sake is usually very mild. One of the alcohols in the thing is shochu from Japan, which is like high proof. So that's going to happen. Yeah. I have not tried the bison, but yeah, it's Mark Roselle. Yeah. Oh, I don't know who hates Moxie. No, someone else. I was in the studio when we were talking about the Malort, and I forgot who it was said, "Oh, you have the Moxie. It's terrible." And I'm like, "I've had it. I've absolutely had it. I have had it." So yeah, it was fun. Anthony was dressed as the pillow guy. The theme was commercials. I didn't go in a commercial theme. I had my North Korea um, outfit, and it fits nice and it looked good. Um, so yeah, what's great? Oh, grape Nahi. Yeah, I've never had that either. Um, so I'm curious what you guys. Uh, we're not doing Fernet. Um, Ethan Van Sciver. Actually, Ethan is the first person. Um, Ethan is the first person. Van Sciver is the first person to hurt my feelings on Twitter. I'm just saying it out there. I used to be a huge DC Comics fan. In fact, I read everything for DC put out from the Silver Age to like 19 to like 2000. Like I read them all. I just downloaded them all. I almost everything. I didn't. a lot. And I DM'd him once to come on my show, per everyone's suggestions. He didn't reply. Cool. That's cool. Then I reached out to Diversity in Comics, and someone said, "Hey, maybe if he doesn't get back to you, Ethan Van Sciver, try Ethan." I go, "Ethan, I DM'd him. He didn't reply." And Ethan writes back, "He won't be coming on your show. Believe me." And I wrote, "I do believe you." And I was like, "Fuck." That was, I didn't know what he thought I was or who he thought I was. I was, it was hurtful because I was a fan of his work from back in the day, and it turned out he meant he's not going in any shows. But it sounded like, and I actually DM'd with both of them. Ethan is in Jersey, but Diversity in Comics is in Texas. So I could do it with them over Skype, but I really prefer the in-person. So we'll see about that down the road. I'm also used to be friends with back in the day, but Ethan corrected himself. He goes, "Oh, no, no, no. I had to fix this because I realized how it came off wrong." Um, so, what was my point with all this? So yeah, so I don't like doing the Skype. I'm also acquaintances with Kwanzaa, who did the comic book series Black, and he's in the progressive side of Comicsgate. I'm going to reach out to him to have him on, because I'm sure we'd have a lot of interesting things to say. So, yeah. He was an idol of mine. It was just very like, he's not coming on your show is how it sounded. And I'm like, but you don't even know who I am. Oof. All right. So wait. How much? Let me see. How much did we reach any goals for this? Let me just check. Let me see. All right, we need like 30 more bucks. Did I just miss a live chat? Any thoughts on the current status of the North Korea talks? Kim may meet with Putin soon. Any feelings and potential outcomes with that? Anytime they're talking, it's great. And the more people he talks to, yeah, let me just retweet that. $30 left for stretch goal. The more people he talks to and the more they become part of the world community, North Korea, the better it is for everyone. Putin is not a nice person, but Putin is not for concentration camps. Even Khrushchev wasn't for concentration camps. So, yeah, I'm very, very hopeful that he's trying to normalize North Korea. And I talked about this at length with Marion Smith, who's the head of the Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation. He'll be my guest on November 6th. We taped it. And my point always was, I want to get them to China level, which is hardly human rights friendly, but that's enough for me. So yeah, I'm very hopeful with what's going on with North Korea. I hope that answered your question, and that is your welcome. I didn't start looking at the book. They had I have not watched any of the North Korea movies mentioned, dear reader, because I'm sure they're excruciating. Isn't that funny? Not a single one. Plus, there'd all be subtitles. I don't like movies as a rule. I'm a TV guy, so I knew that they would be absolutely terrible. What are you guys most excited about with the Arduous March? That's what I want to know. I hate this delay. Me getting drunk? Oof, yeah. It's gonna be silly. Yeah, with Dave Smith. Okay, yeah. Oh, is he a dad now? Did Dave have the kid? Gino's not going to be there for this one. This is just my people. Everyone's already looking at the second one. Archer Smart hot takes. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of autism in that room. There's gonna be a lot of autism in that room. Oh, okay, thanks, Cowbell. Oh, Dave's the best. Pat doesn't drink. Pat's in a recovery. I think Bill Schultz can handle 8 shots total with no problem. In fact, I'm sure he can. Oh God, did it freeze again? Okay, no, I just froze. Oh, hey Michael, Godzilla. Do you think Kanye and Trump are succeeding in siphoning African American votes in Democrats? No, I don't. However, I do think they're doing an important first step, which is destigmatizing the Republican Party in the eyes of the black community. That's a necessary prerequisite for getting the votes. So it's going to be a multi step process. To even have it be a topic of discussion is a huge change. This idea that walk away, I loathe this concept of the plantation, um, but I think that's what's going on there. Um, yeah. Mm. I thought I had more of a rant about the Pittsburgh stuff, but it's so distasteful. It's just so distasteful. And this shamelessness. Yeah, the things I'm going to be covering tomorrow on Nightshade are yeah, Bolsonaro definitely what just happened in Germany today, which no one's covering, which is a huge deal. Um, any woman in your life, are you just a playboy? No, I am painfully single. I don't have a lifestyle that's conducive to meeting people. That's the problem. I would not have a Russian bride at gunpoint. Like, Russian women are awful. They are awful. Oh, are you from NOK? Where's that? Is that Norway? Uh, Oh, okay. That's Norway. How's Erna doing? I've been following Norwegian politics. They're pretty interesting. Hmm. I don't know that I would like to date a Jewish girl, to be honest. It would depend. It would really depend on her. She'd have to have a sense of humor, which is yeah. Russian women aren't so crazy. They're just very very aggressive and cruel. and smart. It's a deadly triptych. Those three. I'm not using the word triptych correctly, but that's a deadly combo. Those three things together. Oh God, Arduous March, Ladies Edition. Jewish men are the only ones who are allowed to. Hold on. Whoa. Aggressive and cruel is fun until it's not. Oh, we're also doing. Did we meet the goal on Dandelion? Yeah, but tube takes 30%. So Yair is far right. He is far right. Any gals on the old Red Eye team you'd bang? I mean, I'm not gonna name them by name because I think that's gross, but they were one knockout after the other. They were amazing. And what's amazing about them is not only were they all gorgeous, they all knew how to have a conversation and a sense of humor. Like it's, I mean, what else do you want? It's ridiculous. They were, oh my God, they were just so. I remember one episode. This is a funny story. I was on with Kirsten Hagland. I was doing the Andy Levy slot, and Kirsten Hagland, former Miss America, was there. And next to her was Mike Cannon, who also has a show on Gas Digital. And Kirsten was making some comment, blah, 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 blah. And Mike just looks at her and he just says, very matter of factly, he's hilarious. He goes, what are you talking about? You're a genetically perfect human being. Oh, are you a fan of the show Mr. Robot? I gave up during the second season or after the second season. I was a huge fan of the first season, but then there were too many plot holes. Although if you pass by, go to Ice and Vice, which is my favorite ice cream store in New York where I took Tom Woods, you pass by his house, so that's fun to point out. I mean, they're just not all those red eye women, even if they were hideous, would be awesome to have a date with, just for the conversation alone. All of them. Nope. There's one who you would not. Who that was pretty funny, but that's the one. I had the leg chair twice. I'm very excited that I've had that happen. Yeah. I can't. Oh, Egroid, is it a good time to keep defending gun rights? The tragedy this grows suggested time right. I don't think anyone needs to be. Thank you very much, by the way, for the contribution. I don't think anyone needs to be defending gun rights because guns are the one of the issues where discourse has ceased. There is no discussion between the two sides. I remember there was something that happened months ago. I don't remember. Correct, SoCal Justice Warrior. That's correct. That is who I was thinking of. Um, uh, there was some issue where there was some shooting or some awful tragedy, and the next day or week, the Republicans were pushing a bill for reciprocity of permits between different states, so you can kind of carry your gun from state to state if you have the correct license in each state. And they were flipping out. They're like, "Oh my God, we just had the shooting, and this is what you're pushing for?" And they were like, "Yeah, one is nothing to the other, and fuck you." And that's the exact approach. It's like we're not having this conversation about my rights. I thought it was, yeah. I have a Norwegian NPC. There must be cool, there must be cool. Yo, what's up with your licorice that tastes like ammonia, Fyodor? What's up with that? You got, I don't know if that's Sweden or Norway. They have the weirdest food up there. They're like, let's take licorice, which is already gross. Then we're going to make it taste like ammonia for the kids, because that's what they like. And then we're going to put salt on it. What the fuck? So please explain that to me in my palate. So yeah, guns are. I'm really. I think guns might be the best. What else is funny if you listen to the left? Let's listen to the left. On the one hand, there's all these gun nuts, all these gun nuts, all these gun nuts. It's a culture. These people are unreasonable. Fine. Then it's like the NRA is buying all these politicians. Well, which is it? Are they complete loons who don't listen to reason when it comes to guns? Yeah. Great point, Noah. Thank you. Are they complete loons who won't listen to reason when it comes to guns, or are they just totally soulless and bought and paid for? You can't be both. Either they have these ridiculous evil principles that they don't care if kids get shot, that's how much they're gone down this rabbit hole, or they have no principles and they can be bought by the highest bidder, in which case outbid the NRA, stupid. This is You cannot have both of these at the same time. You cannot have both these concepts at the same time. Plus, if you're a congressman from Wyoming or Nebraska, do you really think coming from that background you're not going to have a different perspective on guns than someone who was weaned on the New Yorker? That makes no sense. And they'll just say it with a straight face. And when I was on Kennedy in one episode, I don't remember which one. I think it was with Jamu, I'm pretty sure, and Tom. I forgot who the third person was. I said that the NRA are the moderates, and they all laughed in my face because in the media culture, the NRA are the big bad gun right people. And I went home on Twitter and I said, "Hey, gun rights people, am I wrong that the NRA are regarded as the moderates?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, completely. Gun Overs America, who you're thinking of." And I asked Cody Wilson about this from Defense Distributed on my show. You can find the interview with him. You can goggle it. And Cody just said, "Yeah, they fought us tooth and nail to have rights for 3D printed guns." Because from their perspective, they didn't want to have a judgment against them and then have it be codified against them, which I can understand. But they were not backing him up. So yeah, it absolutely has to be Gun Owners of America. It's not up for discussion. That's a great quote, Stephen. I've not seen that. I'm gonna. Wow, that's a great quote. I don't own any guns, and I hate it. I live in Brooklyn. It's a source of frustration to me. I hope to be able to buy one in my lifetime. Okay, what's favorite part of Mexico? Garbage dump. How could I don't? I've never had something that you liked it as a child but don't like it as an adult. That's very interesting. I've never heard of that. Like I liked cereals as a child and now they're too sweet for me, but it's not to the point where I think they're gross. They're still edible. Yeah, there's plenty of Republican NPCs. Plenty. My vicious quips have gotten me out of more than one fight, let me assure you. I have no doubt that I can get someone to send me a gun or I can run one at the same time. The It's like instant guaranteed jail time. So I would never do that. Oh, Matt Hughes, he has a gun shed and he has all these displays. They're very, very cool. He has a Liberator that they dropped behind enemy lines in World War II. He's got some collectible stuff. Look, I'm a collector of things too. Slash hashtag hoarder, and it's really cool seeing all his guns. It's also interesting because a lot of them look very similar, which I don't like as a collector. I think each one should be unique. But he's got a lot of them. How can I legally own a gun? I've shot them many times. Is Lara Flynn Boyle a gun nut now? Matt's in Illinois. He's in Hillsboro, Illinois. Corn, beans, and wheat. New York is a lot better now than it used to be. I don't even want to hear it. It's worse than like 4 years ago, but it's hardly like it used to be. Can you talk a bit about Norwegian politics? I don't know anything about it really. I just follow that Erna and her coalition had a tough time forming a government after the last election, and she's right of center. Her English is perfect. She looks like Santa Claus's wife, but with blonde hair. I've seen interviews with her. Enjoyed your PFS talks today. Where is that liquor from in Missouri? I want to try it. There's one store that has it. I will show you the link. Hold on. Here it is. It's $30 here, but then I have to pay $20 for shipping. Here it is. The chair is big. My friend Simon got it for me. He had a spare chair, but that way I could do the turnaround reveal like a supervillain. .50 cal air gun can take an L, 3 shots, no laws. I don't know what femdom is. I'm 4'11", so of course I look big. I look small in the chair. No, I followed it. I followed like the coalition building in Norway, but not to the point where I can opine on it with any in certainly not to native Norwegian. But I saw an interview with her. I was very blown away with how articulate she was, um, and also she looks so jolly. I mean, she's got to be like 250, or I guess 100 kilos, you would say. Why do you think no one's paying? I'm paying a lot of attention to Italy. I talk about it on my show all the time with Matteo Salvini, all the time. I mean, he's a shit poster. He's an absolute. That sponge is gigantic. Matt Iceman is just Sasquatch, lumbering Sasquatch. Yeah, I do need that cat. Yeah, it's a turn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be very funny. I don't think Gene Epstein's hilarious. No, at all. Um, I'm also getting sent some weird rum from Australia, which is supposed to be even worse than the Malort. So that is going to be fun for if we have a second Arduous March. We're also going to probably have Capitalismus this year. Um, so that's going to be interesting. We'll figure that out for you guys. Yeah, Tom is 3'11". Don't send soap. Send weird candy or bottles of liquor. Yeah, that's the thing. My friend was married to a woman who was 6'8", and we would just constantly from my giant life. I think she was 6'8", and I would just point out, look, you're gonna have to find a big coffin before she's 50. Democracy's not for anyone. Warren, you're having a good time tonight, aren't you, with that caps lock? God, this monster's so good. Yeah. Um, what else can we discuss. So let's talk about predictions. In the last 10 days, so there was a huge move toward Republican House races in the wake of Kavanaugh. Then there was a reaction from the left that like two or three seats flipped back Dem, and now those have flipped back Republican. So now we are at where we were when the Kavanaugh stuff hit. So it looks like if the election were held today and everything split 50-50, it would be like 220 Dem, 215 Republican. I am predicting it's going to be uh I am predicting that it's going to be something like 218, 217. It's going to be absolutely batshit. Like there's no way it's not going to be carnage. Um so yeah. Gab, yeah. I talked to Andrew Torba on Nightshade. I interviewed him. Um it's not looking good for them. It's not looking good for them at all. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with them. I think I got to tell you, I think that one of their issues is they Festivus agree. Oh, Bob, that's a great idea to have an airing of grievances at the Arduous March. Too bad I love all those dudes. They're great guys. So I can't even think. What would I say about Dave? I can't think of anything bad to say about Dave Smith in all seriousness. Uh, nope. Great guy. Off camera and on. Good heart. Jay's one of my closest friends. Awesome dude. Do you think we'll ever see more of Cody Wilson? I don't know. They got him good. They got him good. I mean, Cody knows how to get headlines, but Cody also knows what the state is all about. Gab found another host, but I mean, this is going to be a time bomb. If the Dems file impeachment on Trump, the Senate will make it a parade of praise for him. And he will be like, look, this is all bullshit. And I think he's at his best and his most popular when everyone's teamed up against him. So I hope they do. So the big, I mean, I really think the last two times Rick Scott ran, he ran for governor. I know the last time for a fact he was behind 2 points and he ended up getting reelected. The time before that, I don't remember what it was. Now he's behind a point or two. I think he's going to pull it out. I also think DeSantis is going to pull it out because I think all this stuff coming out about Andrew Gillum is hurting him really, really badly. Um, I think Manchin gets reelected. I think New Jersey is theoretically, if it's a wave night, that would be the definition of wave night in play. Because look at Hogan in Maryland. That was a complete out of nowhere. The other one that might be a complete out of nowhere, and this is me talking out of my ass because there's been no polling, is New Mexico with Gary Johnson. He won twice before as mayor. It's a three-way race. It's conceivable. I think Claire McCaskill's done. I think Indiana is going to go red. Nevada's going to go red. Uh, the big question marks I have are Montana and New Jersey. I think pretty much everyone is saying that Claire's done. I think it's really falling away from her, especially after that Project Veritas stuff. You know, when she is saying investigate who found this, yeah, that's admitting it hurts you. Otherwise, you'd hand wave it away. Oh, there was a debate with Gary Johnson. Oh God, I did not need to know that. Cinema. If someone pulls it out of the hat, it would be Cinema in Arizona. That might be the outlier. I didn't realize. Haven't been following that the debates have been going on state by state. She must have been. He must. She is. He must have had a field day. Holly must have had a field day with her in that debate. I do not think she's a strong debater, a strong candidate. She barely got through last time because Todd Aiken imploded. And I think she. I think that. I think. Yeah. Dems are the real racists. Beto, I tweeted this out months ago. Beto or Beto, however the hell pronounce his name, he's the same thing as Wendy Davis. They tried this last time because they want to say demographics are going to change Texas and then every state's in play, blah, blah, blah. It's a whole nice little narrative. And what did she lose by, like 20 points? Something insane? There's no way he's going to win. And the funniest part is he's pulling all this left-wing money, throwing it down the drain in Texas. He's not even sharing it with people who need it, who would be helpful for the party. It's so weird. Yeah. Let me just check something quick. Wait, I want to hear from people what's the worst liquor they've ever had. I only have one Monster a day. That's my limit. Everclear, Old Crow. What is other people have brought up Old Crow? What is Old Crow? I guess I should. Is Slivovitz really that bad? It's plums. I don't understand. Oh, it tastes like paint. Let me look up Old Crow. I'll have to add it for the second arduous march. Oh, it's Kentucky cheap Kentucky bourbon. Oh no. Okay, Slivovitz. It's meant to be rough. Okay. All right. Old Crow's bourbon. I don't know the difference between Scotch bourbon and whiskey, and I don't think I'll ever be able to mentally retain it. Ever. Like, I just can't keep those things straight in my head. Jägermeister's what you drink in college. It's not that bad. It's fine. Everyone doesn't. Ouzo's another popular one that people don't like. What is that? Oh, anise. Ugh. Anything anise flavored it was just terrible. What's grappa? I've seen mentions that before too. Okay. It's also strong. I'm not gonna drink Ram's piss. So what's the bourbon is sweeter than both? Yeah, oh Rumpelmints. That's a problem. That's a problem. And that Goldschlager. But again, it's like reading the Fountainhead when you're 40. You don't do it. Campari is meant to be bitter though. It's meant to be like a bitters, so you don't drink it neat. I had absinthe. I got it imported from Czech Republic when it was still legal in the States, and I didn't realize it was supposed to be it's anise flavored. It was from Pernod. It was not good. And needless to say, there were no hallucinations. Is Everclear really that tasteless that you wouldn't taste that you could spike something and you wouldn't know? I like Tanqueray, but it's a little too mainstream. I like the weirder stuff, obviously. Yeah, I don't like Negronis at all. At all. I don't get it. We have an eau de vie for the Arduous March. It's going to be carrot. It's the only one on earth. Some guy makes it in Austria. He uses 40 pounds of carrots to make one half bottle. And thanks to you guys for chipping in for that. No, the highest proof I think would probably be the shochu. Let me just double check. I know no okay. This is not uh honey's gin. No, the other high one is gonna be the Mutai Prince, which is from China. That's gonna be high uh alcohol by volume. Yeah, eau de vie is like basically fermented fruit, and you make an alcohol out of it. I'm learning all about liquor as a result of this arduous march, which this is one of the most bizarre examples of crowdfunding I think on the internet. But we're gonna see. I'm glad it started out just like, okay, I'm gonna try all these liquors. Then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try with all my buddies, and now we're doing a whole professional thing in the studio. So I like to deliver for the contributions. It's the least I can do. Make it a whole big show. It'll be fun. And people can chat with us while we're streaming. We're going to be able to do that during the show as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So you can ask questions about me, Dave, uh, Michael Wolf. We'll have weightlifting advice if you need any. Jay, do you think Bill Clinton really thought he was sterile? Chelsea was born 2 years after Miss Juanita was raped. I think he really didn't care, and he said that to her, and I'm sure she's. I have no doubt she's telling the truth. I'm sure he said that to her to be like, "Don't worry," you know what I mean? Like he wasn't gonna give the day a second thought, so he didn't want her to give it a second thought. That's what I think it was. Zumir, what's Zumir? Zumir, Ecuadorian. Can I get that in the States? Pink watermelon. Ugh. It's cheap. It doesn't look like it's gonna be good. I think the rule is if you guys want me to try some liquor, you guys could. I mean, that's what we did last time. Someone's like, "I want you to have Applejack." I'm like, "You want to buy the bottle?" And they're like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that shut me up." And same thing with the expensive whiskey. I got the Yamazaki 12 year, which is it's like $140 I ended up spending. Um, yeah. That Juanita Broderick interview. Ooh, that did a number for me. That did a number for me. Not gonna lie. What a brave woman. And just the matter of factness. Oh, and we also have confirmed Kumi is gonna. His book comes out November 20th. The first episode I did with him, which was the second episode of You're Welcome on Gas Digital, was my highest watch episode ever. So we're gonna have him on again when the book comes out. He's either gonna be on the day of the release, or shortly thereafter. I think anyone, all the feedback I've gotten from the Juanita interview was not only positive, was very humbling. In the sense, people are like, "Wow, this really," it's easy to be glib online. I'm certainly the king of that, and to be kind of like whatever. Everyone was like, "Fuck." I mean, the earnestness where people came out were like, "Holy shit, this is disturbing." Um, so, and the feedback was very thank you, people thanking me and thanking her, which it gets to you. It really gets to you when people are sincerely appreciative of your work. Yeah, Juanita is everyone's grandmother and Hillary is everyone's mother-in-law. It's Miss Juanita, Miss, Miss Juanita. Yeah, yeah. I've never been on Crowder. That's the one I haven't been on. Hmm. I think there's plenty of narcissism to go around in these circles. I think to do what Crowder does, or anyone does what I do, you have to have some element of narcissism because it takes delusion to be able to go on TV and just voice your opinion as if it matters. I talk about eugenicism in my book. I can tell you what page. There's a whole. I'll tell you right now what page it's on. Eugenics. Let me look it up. Control F. Page 18. Right up front. Page 18 through and 19 are all about eugenics. So we talk about that right at the from the jump. I would love to go on Michael Knowles' show. He hasn't invited me. And we follow each other, me and Knowles. Yeah, Owen's on Crowder's show all the time. They're buddies. I don't really turn down invitations. Especially with vis-a-vis North Korea, if the show's big enough, I think it's my duty to do it. I mean, I kind of took this on myself to kind of spread the word and speak for those people. Would I go to Politicon next year if they paid me to talk? What's LWIAY? I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's PewDiePie's thing? Okay. Would you ever consider doing a regular show with Tom Woods? I talked about Megyn Kelly's firing on Nightshade, uh, and I'll just briefly tell you in 2 sentences. When someone that high profile is fired over something like that, it's just cover. The knives have been out for her for weeks. Look at Joanne Reed. Joanne Reed called the FBI about blog posts that she had made of her own. No consequences. There's no such. Don't you mean Malice slash Woods? Megyn was dropped by CAA and the agencies she signed with after within a few hours too. I talk about her in the book. I talk about the Alex Jones stuff with Megyn Kelly. All right, you're getting on my nerves. God, put user in timeout. Yeah. Who's next on the digital chopping block? That's a good question. I'm surprised they haven't gone after Faith, Lauren Southern, and Stefan Molyneux. No, she fired CAA, I believe. Maybe. Didn't she? Let me find out right now. Oh, no, they dropped her. Wow. But they were only with her for since 2015. I think Laura Loomer's safe because she's doing some work that can be construed as journalism. She's one ballsy broad. I gotta give her credit. Gotta give her credit. And now it's all out of Monster. Yeah, CA are. I've done work with. Was it William Morris or CA? I don't remember which one. God, God. I stream entirely about comics. I haven't read comics in quite a long time. I ended when they did, what is it, Counterpoint? And they started the whole universe over again. And I'm like, all right, this is my jumping off point. I started with Crisis on Infinite Earths, read everything. Goodbye, good luck. It's the same shit over and over. Not interested. The best ironic follows on Twitter. Huh, go through my who I follow. You'll see some good ones. I hate manga. I hate everything about it. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. If you like it, more power to you. Not for me. I'm just watching now the last season of Gotham, wrapping up Top Chef Canada, and Always Sunny. South Park, I'm like, dude, this show has really run its course. I'm really disappointed with it this season. I didn't see what Owen said about Jordan Peterson. I saw the first volley. I didn't know if there was going back and forth. Um, when will? Oh, hi, Doxology. Are there any anarchists in the objectivist community? I don't know what you mean by objectivist community. There, no, no, no. Okay, so let me break this down. Objectivism is minarchism, right? Miss Rand was very specific about this. So to be an objectivist, according to her, you have to believe in limited constitutional government. Um, Now, there are lots of anarchists who are strongly influenced by Rand, including Murray Rothbard, by his own admission. But if you're talking about the community, 100% regarding ARI, the Ayn Rand Institute, there's not going to be any anarchists there. It's not going to happen. And she denounced them a lot, even though it's very clear in retrospect that this is her personal animosity with Murray Rothbard, as opposed to... And also, she was very big on defending her turf. So that's the situation there. They're not only are they in favor of a state, they're also very pro-war in a very kind of disturbing way. If you goggle Leonard Peikoff on Bill O'Reilly, like he had this thing that we should have been bombing Iran, and O'Reilly's like, well, hold on a minute. Like O'Reilly turned into a dub. He's like, don't you think bombing Iran might have bad consequences? What if, and Peikoff's like, well, what if 2 plus 2 wasn't 4? And it's like, oh, okay, 2 plus 2 is 4. You have to bomb Iran. Checkmate. It was very weird. Is American Dad still on? I thought it's been long canceled. I know it moved to TBS. I thought it was canceled then. The only good character in that show is Roger. It's still on? Fuck! I did not know that. Huh. Maybe I'll go watch it. What's going on with Owen? What are the fights he's picking? Please let me know. South Park lost it. South Park lost it. Veep. Oh, that's such a good show. Oh, that's such a good show. I think Veep might be the best comedy ever on television. Or it's certainly top 5. There's one more season of Veep to go. A shortened season. It's going to air next year, I believe. What's going on? I like it when the Dear Readers are friends with each other. It makes me feel like Charles Manson. Death of Stalin is a masterpiece, and I'm glad it came out after Dear Reader, or else people would have thought I stole their style. I think it's easily the best movie I saw last year or this year. Top 5 comedies, I give you top 1, which is Bad Santa. Death of Stalin. I didn't like the thick of it. I couldn't get into it. Um, Death of Stalin, Bad Santa. I'll think of some more. Helter Skeletor. That's funny. We have to. Here's the thing, guys. We have to think of funny stuff we can do to troll the other 6 people on the arduous march. That might be um that's an opportunity. Is there an Onion movie? Oh, I didn't even know that. Is it good? Huh. It looks like it's got bad reviews. Sid, follow Warren back. He's good people. Okay. Then I won't watch it. All the bottles have poison in it. It's alcohol. I should be boofing in their faces. Okay, no, no, okay. No, it's got bad reviews from the audience, Onion movie. There's a Super Troopers 2? Jesus Christ, this is what happens when you don't ever leave your house. What the fuck? Oh, I'm thinking of Starship Troopers. My bad. I also got to figure out how to pour all these quarter shots. I don't want to be getting up from my chair. I guess I'll have one of the other people do it. But then I don't want them to see what the bottle is. That's something I'm going to have to work out. I guess one person can see the bottle. I love Deadpool 2. Loved Deadpool 2, and what my friend dragged me to it. It was my first time seeing a Marvel movie because I'm such a DC person, even though DC movies are horrible, and it was hilarious. What do you think of the new NPC meme? I think it's the most important meme of my lifetime, probably. And there's a if you goggle Michael Malice NPC, I break it down on YouTube. Absolutely can't think of it's amazing. And a lot of stuff, and I anticipate a lot of this stuff in it in my forthcoming book. Deadpool 2 was amazing. A Lazy Susan for 34 bottles. Bill Schultz wrote the Patty Ann Brown sketches for Red Eye, which are some of the finest. I think might be the funniest thing that's ever been on Fox. Which I know is like saying the tallest dwarf, but it's just like amazingly funny. This isn't a live stream of a massacre clickbait. We talked about the massacre an hour ago. It's an hour and a half in, bro. What's AM Suede? You're not. There's no way you're not gonna like Deadpool 2. AM Suede. Is that sneakers? Not doing it. What Marvel? I've now seen Deadpool 2, Deadpool 1. I saw the Spider-Man with Venom, the first one. The first Venom one. Because it had Topher Grace in it. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh, and the Hulk movie. One or both of them. Maybe both of them. I think that's the list. I saw it in the theaters, yeah. I was gonna sell tickets to the audience, but I'm like, nah, it's just gotta be us. Spider-Man 3. Okay, thank you. Gavin thinks Greg Gutfeld got him banned. From what? From Fox? What do you mean by that? Banned from where? No, the second arduous march, if we have one, is going to be compound people. And I don't need Gavin talking over me during my whole event. Although I appreciate very much how funny it is for the audience when that happened. I don't like The Room. I don't like bad movies like that at all. That's my autism spikes, and I'm like, why is this funny? Don't like them at all. That's not getting signed is not the same thing as getting banned. Oh, that was yeah. If it was fun for you to watch when Gavin hosted, imagine living it. That was we got a bunch of gins in the arduous march. We've got one, two, three, four, five, six, and a gin liqueur. 6 gins and a gin liqueur, which I don't even know what that is really. That is what I would love to do, to be able to like go to different countries and give talks, because it's a good way to travel and it's fun. That's my would be my next like career goal to be at that point. That would I would really enjoy, having little meetups and you could try all the weird food and see the cities and kind of I would oh that would be my favorite thing to do. I definitely want to travel much more. So that is yeah, that would be very cool. At the same time you were yeah. Oh wait, is there a documentary about Tommy Wiseau? Huh. Okay, interesting. I would do a talk in anywhere. I can't think of any place other than like that I wouldn't do a talk. No, no one offered the Brazilian moonshine. Wait, that's isn't that the one that's made with chewing? You have to chew the thing. Oh no, it's not. Huh. That's interesting. I'm sure I could get one of them here. Oh, it's using caipirinhas. Okay. Shopping. How much would that cost? Oh, you get these cheap. Let me see how much they cost around here. Kachaka. Oh, they're not expensive. There's one for like 38 here. It's 33. I could do that for the next arduous march. I don't feel like it's that. Yeah, I like that we're gonna have so many. Let me tell you what countries we have represented here: Iceland, Benin, and West Africa. I don't even know where that one's from. Italy, Japan, China, Denmark, France, Austria, uh, Alaska, which is obviously America, Scotland, um, France, another France, Austria, Germany, China, Japan, and then Germany again. That's gonna be cool. Oof. Are you? Is there an Australian here? That's not true that all sponges are sea sponges. They're freshwater sponges. A lot of these are going to be flavored liqueurs, or not flavored, but like liqueurs that you know. The book's in the first person, so I am a character throughout. I am the narrator. Hey, Allie. Allie, I hope you don't 9/11. Allie, stand up. Hold on. Uh, the Aussie. Is there's this rum that someone said they're sending me from Australia. Hold on, here we go. Uh, is Bundaberg rum really worse than Malort? If you're from Australia, let me know because someone's sending it. Yeah, Bundaberg. That's the. Why not do beer for the next arduous march? Hunter, that's not a bad idea. But the only kinds of beers I really like are like stouts and porters. That's not a bad idea though. I don't know how we would do that because a shot of beer you could do a lot more beers. We could do that for a third arduous march because I feel like all the guys in the staff would want to try these different liquors and they're going to be sitting around my house. That's a good idea. Yeah, Bundy, is it good? Is it as terrible as he says? Yeah, I don't. I gotta tell you, everyone who loves those IPAs, what is wrong with you people? What is? I mean, I don't get it. None of us drive. We're from New York. And by the way, if you do like stouts, I think Guinness is a terrible stout, if it even is a stout. Yeah, Ali writes those chyrons. She's hilarious. She's absolutely hilarious. I don't get how people like IPAs, and I understand different palates than mine, but like I don't understand it. Okay, wait. So we could do Arduous March 2 with the hosts. The third one would be beer, and I don't know what the fourth one would be. We could the fourth one with the hosts and beer. And then we could just go to heroin for the fifth one. She is hilarious, that lady. We had a fun time last night at Kumia's house. She's really funny. Yeah, they go right through you, IPAs. You can't like sip them and enjoy them. To me, stouts are how people describe whiskeys or bourbons. Like you're supposed to sit there and sip it and enjoy the taste. That's what a stout is to me. Like you can nurse a stout and really get into it. Locaine. What is Saranac? I've heard that before. There's a. Did you get Rucka to? Can you get Rucka to go on Dave Smith's podcast? Tell me what the problem is. I'm friends with both of them. I'm sure Dave would have him on. Let me know. Dave's not an objectivist though, so I don't know what they would talk about. I'm probably gonna see Rucka when I'm in LA. I'm gonna try to. I haven't asked him. He's. I mean, I cherish spending time with him. I think he's amazingly talented. Yeah, we reached out to Ruben Warren. A stout that I really, really like, and I haven't tried enough stouts. Like I would want to try like 30, obviously. Mother's Milk, I think, is superb. Superb. No, that's Hotep Jesus you're thinking of. Rucka Rucka Ali. He's got a million YouTube followers. When are you going to be on the Ben Shapiro Christmas? Whenever I'm invited. Ben and I have never communicated. One second. Okay. Okay, so I'm just replying to Dave Landau. Founder's Breakfast Stout is really good too, yeah. Ben Shapiro knows I exist. He's retweeted me. He knows I exist. I'm gonna steal that line, Podesta. That's really funny. That's really funny. Done. It's milk toast. I love when people say that. Milk toast stout. All right. This has been 100 minutes. Um, Thanks for all the support. I guess I'm gonna bounce now, unless anyone else has any Uh, what I'm reading right now, you can see in my Goodreads, goodreads.com. You can see all my books that I've read. Goodreads.com/Michael Malice, I think, is the direct link. Um, I hope this is fun for you guys. And thanks for the contributions for the last two bottles. It is appreciated. Uh, and I'm definitely going to do a live stream during election night. I passed on going to a party for you people to complete my transition to being a total Howard Hughes recluse. That's going to be fun. I don't read a lot of books twice. It's a Goodreads quirk. Would it be interesting for you guys if like something happens and I just did a live stream on the fly? That's the question I have. The sponge and I are not on speaking terms at the moment. It knows what it did. You'd love that? Okay. Yeah, Kumi is doing an election show. Yeah. I don't know how to cook. Oh, thanks, Tangent. That's very cool. Oh, and from Canada too. I love Canada, as you know. The sponge has a name. I can't say what it is though. Allie knows. Yeah, she knows. And Allie is sponge worthy. I still appreciate the contribution. I mean, that's how we got to those 30 bottles. So even when people chip in $2, that's a monster. So it's really nice. That's a monster you could have bought for yourself. So I really appreciate it. And now it's gone. I'm also going to get a new webcam because I feel like I could get better resolution than this. So I'm going to get that after my trip in to LA in a couple of weeks. I'm going to get a new webcam. They're not expensive. I just haven't gotten around to it. Vox Day is in the book, yes. There's a whole section on him. Yeah, there's a stream. It's if listen, there's a Streamlabs link, but there's also a Patreon link. The Patreon link's the one that's the most helpful. Um, that's funny, Podesta. I like that. That's funny. Uh, because that's what gives me kind of I'd have to worry about getting banned from places. I can't change the lighting in here for now. Camera, I can change. Yeah, I'm gonna be a cam girl for you people. Yeah. Bookshelf tour. Is that really of interest to people? I can show some cool books that I have. I can pick some out. I can do that at some point. At some point, I'll be able to do these from a studio if I get big enough, but you know. When I get my book money, I'm buying two things. A piece of art, which I'll show you guys, and a book that my favorite author's her copy. Um, so those are the two gets I have on my current list. I never showed that Ayn Rand book. No, it's hidden. I got to get it out one day. I'll do it. Show us your garbage. Well, it's right in my chat. I remember when I was working at JP Morgan, I was at I was doing tech support. I was in someone's office, some whatever banker. I'd say in the 40s, 50s, and he had all these books. And I looked around at them, and I said to him, "Don't you think if you take a look at someone's library, you get a good idea of a person?" And he goes, "No." And I'm like, "Wow, you're garbage. You're a real piece of shit." That stuck with me. It's very stupid of him. If I have to crowdsource a studio, I'll do that at some point. I don't think it would be that expensive either, because I do have this room. I've a, so I wonder. I don't know how much that would cost. Um, how many of you guys are in New York City, by the way? That's what I'm curious about. Where's everyone from? I don't ever know where people are from, and I never thought to ask. So please, I own every book I've read, and I read every book I own. So don't give me that shit. Um, where are you guys all from? Please let me know. There's over 200 of you here. Florida versus Virginia, Chicago, Utah, Oslo, Phoenix, Queens, Atlanta. Thankfully, I can speed read. Am I being detained? Yes, Dementia Small Bug is more important. That's a no-brainer. The Bronx, God help us. Boston, oh, sweetheart. Ireland. Kentucky's the state where Abe Lincoln was born. Wow, this is a lot of upstaters. Okay, that's pretty cool. We're not neighbors if you're from Queens. Wow, okay. Very cool. Huh. Philly, oh, Camille. Love her. Miami Beach, Pittsburgh. I love Philly. Love Philly. I don't feel like those stats are accurate, and I feel it's more accurate asking people, directly where they're from. Georgia, huh? That's cool. Yeah, Philly's a great place for a New Yorker to take a road trip to, or train trip. I've done that once. It was a lot of fun. Bought a nice train ticket, had a train ride, got my blood done, came back home, walked around a bit. It's fun being in a city and no one knowing you're there and being all anonymous. I really enjoy that. Baltimore. Nobody from DC. Cap and Capistan. You're not from like Capistan. I know where you live. All right, guys. I'm gonna pop off, and not in the bad girls club kind of way. I will see you later this week. I'm sure I'll do another stream. We're gonna have a fun night shade tomorrow, and You're Welcome has Arthur Herman this Tuesday, so that's really gonna be a great one. So have a good one.